Good morning. The purpose of today's video is to discuss how stock options are distributed in early stage internet startups. So when it comes time to close a placement deal, we very quickly get to cash and equity. And so I'm going to focus on equity in this video. And it's very interesting to me how often I get into this conversation with an engineer, and the expectations are so misaligned. So I often get into conversations and start talking about equity, and the expectation is that they're going to get, because they've talked to their friends, they're going to get 1 to 2%. And of course, you're going to spend all your time and energy on an early stage internet startup. You would think, because you're taking all that risk, that you would get a significant percentage of the company. But I don't see numbers like 1 or 2% until I get to early stage startups that are angel funded. So let's go through the math, and you'll understand why 1 or 2% is extremely unlikely in an offer. So first of all, startups use a scale called basis points. And 1 basis point is equal to 0.0001 in decimal, or 0.01%. That's 1/100th of a percent. And startups usually have 10,000 basis points to distribute. Now, it's important to understand that the first 8,000 basis points are given to the investor pool. And so investor grade stock is for often the VCs and the CEO and maybe some of the founders. I often see founders in the common pool. So just understand 10,000 basis points to be divided up, 8,000 go to the investors. That leaves a pool of 2,000 basis points to be distributed as common stock to the regular employees. Now, this 2,000 basis points needs to last for 3 years, which would include, let's say, the first 50 employees. So that would be the initial stock grant and any follow-on stock grant, rewards and so on. So you can very quickly see how if you were to give out 1% to the first 50 employees, that's 100 basis points times 50. That's 5,000 basis points. That's 50% of all the stock in the company. So it won't work. It won't add up. And so what I often see is the stock is distributed as follows. It could be that a seed round happened, and the first, maybe 5 engineers may get 100 basis points each. That could be 1%. But when you get beyond 5 engineers and you get into the Series A round, dilution happens quite quickly, and we're going to see offers in the range of 10 to 20 basis points, which, if you do the math, you can see that will scale for the first 50 employees. So, 50 times 20 or 50 times 10 basis points will be in the order of 1,000 to 2,000 basis points. And so just understand that you're not going to get 1 to 2% in an early stage internet startup unless you're number 1 through 5. If you're not that, you're most likely going to get an order of magnitude less, or around 10 to 20 basis points. I often see companies that have scales of 10 to 15 basis points, and then they give follow-on rewards that might get you up to 20 basis points. So hope that math helped, and feel free to ping me if you want to talk in more detail. Thanks.